Jigsaw. Okay, so this meeting is now being recorded. Okay, so while the Jigsaw recording counts down, I'm going to go ahead and get started. That way I don't keep you any longer than I have to. Kathy, I assume you are part of the 5-week schedule, folks? Okay. I'm going to go through. Kathy, have you ever taken an online class before? Can you tell me? Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go through this PowerPoint real quick, and just to give you some general information about how to start the course and work the course as you start this 5 weeks. I do want to mention that this is the live session that I hold here at 4:30 on Mondays. I'm working with another American government teacher. Her name is Ms. Cahill, and she holds a live session on Wednesdays at 10:30. Not Wednesdays, Thursdays. I'm sorry, Thursdays at 10:30. So these sessions are voluntary. They're not mandatory. You can come to them, and we record them. So if you miss a session but want to listen, you can listen by clicking on the recording links, and I'll show you where those are in just a moment. So what we normally do in these sessions is, oh, okay, all right. What we normally do in these sessions is just go over a little bit of the content that we're studying, but also it's an opportunity for students to interact with us in real time. So at least twice a week, you'll know where your instructors are, and you're able to get help from them. Okay. So I just want to go through this PowerPoint real quick. As I said, Ms. Cahill and I are sharing the summer session. She's on Thursdays, I'm on Mondays. And I've already kind of covered this. I'm going to move on. These are our contact information. I'll show you in a moment where you can find my contact information and Ms. Cahill's. I also want to mention the course syllabus and schedule. That's a very important document because it lists the assignments that are due each day. So in just a moment, I'm going to show you where this course information widget is that's mentioned right here. Hold on, what did I do? That's what I wanted right here, this course information widget, which is going to, I'll show you where the course syllabus is. But the schedule that we have looks something like this. Now I know this says 6 weeks, so just imagine that this says 5 weeks. The course schedule has something listed each day for students to work on. And so summer is fast and furious. It goes very quickly, especially the 5-week course. We are essentially saying you're going to finish this in 5 weeks. And so it's very quick, but it's doable. And we try to get in there and help students as much as we can. But just know that it may get to where you need to work on something every day. You can always work ahead. You don't have to wait until the day before you do something. If you finish the one day's assignments and want to move on to the next days, you can certainly do that. So you're encouraged to print your schedule off. And as I said, assignments are due each day. And please just reach out to us and ask if you have any questions. We both have contact information, and we're more than willing to talk with you and help you if you have any kind of questions about what you're supposed to do. So assignments are due each day, so you may be wondering about vacation. Well, the expectation is if you have a vacation or camp, or if for some reason you need a few days off and you're not going to be able to work, the expectation is that you will work ahead. We will not give extensions for late work or work not turned in because you went on vacation. You should be looking at the course schedule and getting your assignments in prior to taking any time off. I'll show you that in just a moment. We're going to look at the course in just 1 second, and I'll show you where to print that off. I would like to mention the late work policy. Like I said, assignments are due each day. If an assignment is not turned in on the day that it's due, it's a 20% late penalty that is assessed. I can only accept it 1 day late. If it's not turned in with the late penalty on that one day, then the 0 remains. So in other words, I cannot accept assignments that are 2 days late, only 1 day late. So as you're working this course, please remember that technical difficulties are not an excuse for an assignment to be late. You have to have access to a computer. You need to secure backup computer options, internet options should those items go down. If I live in Columbus, Georgia, and right now we're having a terrible storm. So if for some reason this internet went down, I have a backup. I have a hotspot that I can jump on. I hope it doesn't go down though. And students are expected to do the same thing. There are places on our system for students to correspond with the instructor. I know I just sent out a welcome message yesterday and sent that to all the student private email addresses, but from now on I will only use your Georgia Virtual School email because that's the policy at Georgia Virtual School. So each student has an email address and you can easily be accessed from the Georgia Virtual School homepage. When you are submitting assignments, you should submit them in a common file format, such as what's listed here. You don't necessarily need to include your name on the assignment because when you put it in the Dropbox, I know who's it's coming from anyway. On occasion, students have submitted assignments and the file name is something's wrong with it. I'm not able to open it. What happens in a case like that is I will assign the grade of a 0, and in the comments I will write that I was not able to open the assignment and that the student has 1 day to submit the assignment with no late penalty. So I would encourage you, as you turn in assignments, I provide feedback on all quizzes, Dropbox items, and discussions. So please read the feedback, and especially if you have completed something and received a 0 for it, please go in and look at the comment to find out why you received a 0. If it's because I couldn't open the file, then I need you to resubmit, and I will accept it within 1 school day. All students are expected to do their own work. This is pretty common. It's real easy to see work that's been copied, so please, your work should be yours alone. It's okay to bounce ideas off of other students, but you should not split assignments, have a student do one assignment and other students do another assignment. Your work should be your own. If you have questions, we have a help section on the Georgia Virtual School homepage. I'll show you where that is in just a moment, as well as some student resources, including the student handbook, which has a lot of information that probably answer any question that you may have. Our preferred browser is Mozilla Firefox. Chrome is another very good browser that works well with the Georgia Virtual School system. However, if you're using Internet Explorer, that browser does not work well with Georgia Virtual School. So we encourage you to use either Mozilla Firefox or Chrome. You should use your course email or your Georgia Virtual School email for any correspondence with me, and check your email daily. We have an automated system that will send out grade notifications and emails to parents each Tuesday and Thursday. I go in and update the grade book every day. I grade assignments that are due. So please make sure if you turn something in that you received a grade for it. And if you didn't, please feel free to reach out to me and find out, or if you didn't receive the grade that you thought you should receive, it's more than okay for you to go ahead and reach out to me and ask me about grades. The synchronous office hours are what you're in right now. I mentioned that before. It's on Mondays and Thursdays. Mondays with me, Thursdays with Miss Cahill. And I'll show you in a minute where you can access that, but you probably already know since you're in here. We don't need to even talk about that. All right, here are your student grades for American government. This is also listed on the syllabus. This is how you are scored for each of the assignments that you turn in. Notice that your tests and projects are 40%, so you want to make sure you pay attention to the tests and projects, okay? Because when you get a failing grade, or if you don't turn in a test or project, it can adversely affect your grade. So assignments will be graded within 1 school day of being submitted. Zeros are going to be entered for grades for assignments not turned in. And as I said before, please look at the feedback on everything that you turn in and ask me if you have any questions. All right, let's look at a Georgia Virtual School course. Well, give me 1 second while I share my screen. And start sharing. All right. And if you would please tell me if you see the our course homepage. You should see my picture right here. Can you just type something in the chat box and let me know if you see that? All right. Okay, so this is the American Government homepage. Actually, this is my view, so let me switch this to a student view. That way you see what you should see. Okay, this is our homepage. Here's my contact information right here, and if you're in Ms. Cahill's class, her contact information will be here as well. If you need to set up your Georgia Virtual School email, this classroom bulletin board right here gives you some information on how to do that. Every day there's a typo right there, I see. Every day I post a new news announcement, okay? So always look here for the news announcements to see excuse me, what's going on. I have decided that this summer what I will do is post what's due each day. So like I have been doing for the 6-week students. 6-week students started last Monday. So each day, as you can see, I posted something telling them what's due. Right now, today, for the 5-week students, this is all that's due today. But tomorrow, there'll be a new announcement showing what's due for the 6-week students and what's due for the 5-week students. And I pulled that information from the Georgia Virtual School course syllabus and schedule. So you were asking before where to find the schedule. Well, it's right here. If I want to look at the 5-week schedule, you can just click on 5-week, and here is the syllabus/schedule. Here's my contact information again. There's that grade distribution as we saw before. And here is the 5-week schedule. As I said before, there's something to do each day. Okay. Now, as you see all of these assignments, right, posted on the calendar, you're probably asking yourself, well, where do I find this Foundations of Government quiz or this discussion right here? Or where do I find Begin Working on the Foundations of Government module? Well, for that, I'm going to go right back over here to my Georgia Virtual School homepage. And the first thing I want to show you are these different items right up here. Under Assessments, you're going to see your discussion board, your Dropbox. If you want to check your grades, you can click there. And there's a button here for quizzes. So when you're looking at your schedule, if it says quiz, or if it says discussion, or if it just says project, it really ought to say Dropbox or something like that. Then you'll know to come here to Assessments and click on whichever to access that assessment. Okay? Well, that's how you turn work in, but how do you learn what you need to learn in order to complete the assignments? Well, if I come over here to Course Materials and I click on Content, this brings up my list of table of contents. You can kind of think of this section as your book, plus a place where you can access your assignments. So the very first module right here is Foundations of American Government. And as you will see, that's the first thing that we need to begin working on, is reading and working the Foundations of Government module. So if I come back here, this module right here, and I've already clicked on it and highlighted it, this is everything I need to do in the Foundations of Government module. If I click right here, this is going to take me to the content pages. That means the pages that's going to help me learn the Foundations of American Government. And then the next thing I have here is a direct link to the Foundations of Government vocabulary quiz. Okay, and as you can see from our schedule right here, that's going to be something that's due tomorrow. Okay. Here's another link with more pages on how to learn American government. Just clicked on those pages. All right. Oh, right there. And then the different assignments. Okay. So that's pretty much how you work the course. Kathy, did you have any questions? I feel like I'm going through this really fast. In fact, I think I am. But it's a little rocky that first time, the first few assignments and pages that you go through. But if you get through this first module, and please reach out to me for any help. Okay, if you don't understand something, it's perfectly fine to email me, or better yet, to text me. You can text me at this number, and usually I can send off a response pretty quickly. Email might take a little bit longer. Certainly, you know, a phone call or a voicemail is going to even take longer. Right, I did. Yes, Kathy, thank you for mentioning that. I did pass your message along, your email along to our support team, and I gave them your son's name and student ID, and let them know that you're looking into that, and somebody will be getting in touch with you. Probably Kelly Walker is the person that I sent it to, so they will be reaching out to you. Kathy, just hold that thought for just a second. Do you have any other questions about anything that I went over here? Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to jump back over here to I'm going to stop sharing real quick, and I'm going to, hold on, what am I going to do here? Go back to my presentation. And I'm doing this for the purposes of the people who are listening to the recording. If you have some need to learn more about the Brightspace or the Georgia Virtual School System, here are some dates where they will have help sessions. You can certainly access these anytime the times that are available. Most of all, I just want everybody to remember that I'm here to help you. I want you to succeed. If you need help with something, or if you have a question, please don't hesitate to contact me. I understand that this is a summer session, so I know what the expectations of the students are, so I make myself available. Please, let's have a good semester. Yes, Kathy, absolutely right. The Georgia Virtual School platform is called Brightspace. So when we say Brightspace, we're also meaning the Georgia Virtual School System, the one that we just saw, that houses your course. For Kathy, hang on one second. For the purposes of the recording, I'm just going to say we are done with the recording, so I'm going to turn off that recording. Yes. And I'm going to turn off the one in Camtasia 2.